And good evening and welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. It's actually Old Saybrook Chamber of Commerce Arts and Crafts Festival night with the Old Saybrook Chamber of Commerce here tonight on the Pete Mezzetti Show. With me to discuss this evening's topic are Dan Price. Dan, welcome. How are you?
Thank you.
Good.
I'm doing
and
great.
Judy Sullivan, who's the Executive Director of the Old Saybrook Chamber of Commerce. Judy, welcome. How are you?
Thank you for having us. Very well, thank you.
Thanks for coming down. So, Dan, I understand that you're co-chairman or chairman?
The chairman of it, yes.
of this fine event?
Yes. Basically, when Judy found out that I used to be an artist and did outdoor art shows for 25 years, she said, "You're going to be on our board of directors and you're going to run our art show." And so that's,
I don't think I was that forceful.
So you got grandfathered in there.
yes.
Strong-armed, grandfather,
Right.
whatever you want to call it.
But I am the chairman.
Okay.
Doing a fine job.
Yeah?
It's interesting. Well, the fact that I did these outdoor shows for 25 years really helps a lot because I was in the artist shoes.
Right.
You know, I've been in both the vendor and the other shoes, so it helps smooth things out a little bit.
Exactly.
And Judy and Karen really do all the heavy lifting, so.
It takes a village. It really
It
does.
does.
Absolutely.
It does, it does. Now, how did the idea of I believe this is year, what, 55?
55. So you're going to ask me how it started?
No, I was going to ask you how the idea came about.
Well, 55 years
55 years ago, right.
Somebody thought of the idea. Honestly, I don't know the
right.
original origins,
All right.
but I do know that it started along Main Street on the sidewalk and
Okay.
grew so big that now we have it on the green, and now we're consistently sold out.
Really? And things are looking okay for this year?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have about 140 vendors, give or take one or two.
Yeah.
Now, is there a cap of how many vendors you can have?
About 140.
Okay, all right. No, because I know how big the green is.
There
Right.
just is no more room, right?
No, right.
And actually, this show is nice because they give 10 by 15 spaces instead of 10 by 10. So the artists have a little bit of
they
extra
can
room
spread
to
out a
spread
little
out
bit
a little
more.
for
Very
storage and
nice.
whatnot. And it really is a nice feature.
It
Yeah.
is.
We have artists that have been with us for 30 plus years.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah, they keep coming back. That's great.
I've exhibited there.
You have?
Probably 20 years ago.
Right.
Did you?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
For a number of
And
years.
probably 2/3 of our exhibitors register this year for next at the show.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very well-respected show, which
It
is
is.
terrific.
It is. And how does obviously the money for the show goes to where?
Supports the chamber programs, it supports our scholarship in some regards.
Okay.
Lots of things that we do.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a juried show, so the artists submit their work and goes to a jury. So we ensure that it's all handmade.
Right.
Yeah, it's great.
Dan, now as far as Judy mentioned a juried show, how is the process figured out of if you're
Well, what the artists
What do
do
they
is
do?
they send us, it used to be slides, but now it's a DVD,
okay?
of their work, and one of the pictures has to be of them creating their work, so that we
okay.
see them actually making it, so that we know that it's handmade. And then we go through and we look, and by category,
Yep.
tends to be, art is a smaller category than it used to be because the shows are hard for artists to do well. But we have some phenomenal. We probably have a dozen flat artists. We've got some great
Yeah.
jewelers. There's crafters. Every year there's a really interesting mix of product. And like I said, every single one of them sent us a picture of them making it.
Very nice.
And a picture of their booth display.
Right.
So we know what it'll look like, and it'll fit in.
Oh, really? They actually get a picture of what their booth is going to look like, just so you know.
Right.
Well, we try and keep the show looking
Yeah.
professional and
Exactly. No sloppiness.
well.
Right. Yeah,
We do
right.
our best.
Exactly.
Right, right.
Now, as far as like what typically is like a typical space-wise for an exhibitor?
Well, like Dan said, the space is 10 by 15.
10 by- okay.
They come with their own tent, their own setup,
so they bring their
soup
own
to
stuff.
nuts.
Everything,
and
yeah.
Right, right.
the
We
only thing you
supply the
provide-
earth.
You supply the earth.
We
and the
provide a
table.
marked space, which
Right.
it's Friday, actually Thursday,
Thursday,
go out and
right.
mark up the green.
Right.
Okay.
And that's when
And-
our volunteers start. So the
Right.
whole show probably takes 40 to 50 volunteers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of, you have 140 people all coming basically at the same time to set up. So there's a lot of
Exactly.
coordination with parking. then the vendor parking lot, and then when they're leaving, there's 140 people trying to get out of there as fast as they possibly can because they've been there all weekend.
The mass exodus shows up.
You know,
Right.
so and then during the week we support the vendors, but with bathroom breaks and everything else, so that if they're there by themselves, they can get out and walk around for a minute if they need to.
Exactly.
A big shout out to the OSPD who helps us
Yes.
with the safety
Yeah.
and the road and
They do
Main
a
Street.
phenomenal job.
Absolutely, yep. The vendors love working with them.
Oh, do they? Nice.
And the Public Works, they help us out, Park and Rec,
It
the
really does
Cape.
take a village. I mean,
Oh,
there's
for
a lot
sure.
of people involved.
There
Yeah,
are. And,
right. Board of Ed helps us out.
and I'm assuming that after all the 55 years that it's been going on, I'm sure every year there's a different aspect that wasn't there the year before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's always something that's changing, but then
Weather.
there's things that remain the same. What?
Right.
Weather, yeah.
Weather.
Weather's a big if.
Exactly.
But we keep our fingers crossed, and we have a saying at the chamber that it never rains on game day.
Exactly.
So we just keep going.
Yep. It's a process now that's pretty fine-tuned.
Yeah.
You know, it really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. People start arriving about noon on Friday
Mm-hmm.
and stay till 5 on Sunday.
And especially the ones who've done the show many times kind of know the flow, so they know to come earlier and maybe, you know, the tricks to
Exactly.
getting out earlier.
Exactly. Come in earlier, set up your tent. Now, if they come in on Friday afternoon, do they know where they're going, or do they?
Oh, yes, we have a registration tent, and they check in with registration. And just last week, our list went out with locations, so they all know exactly where
Okay.
they're going. Yeah, all that's done well ahead of time.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
It's
So,
good.
what else is going on with the chamber? You and I haven't
All
sat and
all
talked
kinds
in a
of
while.
things. I wish I had a copy of our book. Our new guidebook is out, our
I know
1819 book.
I saw.
We produced 25,000 of them, so they're all out, and they'll be delivered to homes on the 14th
Okay.
in the newspaper.
All right.
We have our map currently at the printer, so 15,000 of those will be coming out.
Very nice.
Sidewalk sale coming up at the end of June,
Yep,
beginning
I
of
saw
July.
that. I saw that.
The art show, the car show in September,
That's
the golf
right.
tournament.
There's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on.
guys are busy.
Shredding event in September, 5K in August.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So,
Yeah, that's right.
all kinds of stuff.
That's right. We
Visitors coming in, people
Visiting.
getting their home set up for the summer.
Summer people
So.
arriving,
It's wonderful.
which is always a nice thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple came in today. We're here, we're home for the summer. We said, welcome home.
You said all right.
Yeah, no kidding.
And it's just amazing with the amount of work that you guys do, and
Well, it takes a team.
I'm assuming in the summer, the town basically triples in size.
Yeah, it's very busy in the summer, which is great. It's a great town.
I actually was in town not long ago and actually saw the new benches.
Yes, that's
like
great.
those.
Yeah, that's great. That was a program of the Economic Development Commission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was great.
I was going to say I had Susie Beckman on with me
Mm-hmm.
recently.
Yep. And the Exchange Club do a great job putting up the flags on
Yup.
Main Street, so
Yup.
that's very attractive. Garden Club does the median flowers, so it's definitely a great community with
Oh.
great support.
Totally. And you've been executive director how long?
10-ish years?
10-ish? Okay.
Yeah.
This was before me. And you've been on the
Been on the board for
Board.
3 years.
3? Okay.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
it's in my job, I'm in advertising sales.
Yes.
And I actually belong to about 6 or 7 different chambers. And the Saybrook Chamber is, Judy does probably the best job running it of all of them that I've worked
You're
with.
very
And,
She
and I'm-
does.
And not just because.
Right, exactly.
No, she
Sitting
really
next
does.
to me?
Yeah, she really does. She does a phenomenal job, which is why when she asked me if I want to be on the board, you're the only one, Saybrook's the only one that I'm on. It's a good one.
Exactly. And
You know?
actually,
Well, thank you, but it does take a village.
I was going to say,
We have a
lot
great
of-
board
lot
of
of- good
directors.
board, lot of-
yeah,
lot of
17
people
people
involved.
strong. It's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
you got a good board.
We do. Really nice.
And speaking as a member of the Chamber of Commerce, you guys are amazing.
Oh, well, thank you
You
very
are.
much.
You guys
Thank you
are-
very much. Yeah.
You guys are always fun and accommodating.
We
if I
appreciate
stop
that.
in for a question or have time to kill, it's like looking for something to do. It's like, well, I haven't had the Chamber of Commerce on with me in
Well,
a
I can
while.
share with you some of the best questions we get.
Oh boy, go ahead.
I have a tick on my arm. What do I do? I can't make it up. Can you please tell me which of your beaches is closest to the water? And the other one was, can you give me the number for 1-800-Flowers? So
No.
We need to do a book.
we do need
A little coffee table book.
We could
of
probably, you could probably
Chamber
write
of
a
Commerce.
book.
But we
questions.
answer them. I mean, it's great.
You could
It's
probably
great.
write a book.
Yeah. yeah.
easily.
You could.
The nice thing is that people think that we know all of that.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Exactly.
You don't know the number for 1-800-Flowers?
Well,
Yeah.
quickly I do.
Exactly. And as far as the Arts and Crafts Festival goes, in conjunction with the chamber, what else do we want to tell people about the Arts and Crafts show?
Come on down. It's Saturday
Yeah.
and Sunday.
Yeah, when is it? We haven't
July 28 and 29.
Okay.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine. 10 to 5 on Saturday,
It's not
10 to
gonna
4
rain.
on Sunday. Admission is free.
Yeah.
Parking is free.
That's right.
There's plenty of parking, there really is,
Yeah.
which is unusual for some of these shows.
Really?
You can go to the Old Saybrook Chamber website and see who will be exhibiting. All
Mm-hmm.
the exhibitors are listed there. Give us a call if you want to find out if your favorite artist or crafter will be there. We'll let you know. It's going to be a great weekend.
It's a good
It
weekend.
is.
It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
And there's
We
some
have,
great restaurants on Main Street. You
great
can do the show
restaurants.
and
That's
then go
right.
have
Yep.
lunch.
And we have our civic organizations supplying burgers and dogs, and we have the Knights of Columbus typically do fried Oreos, which is a big hit.
Okay.
So come on down, taste a fried Oreo. The Lions Club will be there. It's just a great community event.
Now, one of the other things that we talked about a little bit during the first couple questions I asked is, how about volunteer-wise? Do you need help?
We could always use help.
Well,
Always, always need volunteers.
yeah.
Well, it's a process. I mean, the parking alone takes 10 people probably.
Yeah, easy,
Between
easy.
load in and
Right.
and load out. During the day, all those bathroom breaks I was telling you about, we have people working 2-hour shifts, so every 2 hours that changes, but that's a constant. We probably have 40 or 50 volunteers that we
Yep.
need total to run the show.
Shout out to the Boy Scouts, the Old
Yep.
Saybrook Boy Scouts,
Sure.
Troop
They're awesome.
51, take care of the trash for us, which
Yeah.
is a blessing.
Yeah.
So we don't have any issues with that. Public Works
I was
supplies
just
us
gonna
with
say Public Works
with
does a
the
good job.
necessary dumpster, which nobody sees because we hide it, which is great. That's terrific.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
It is. Well, you know what? We're going to talk more about the show when we come back. We'll be right back after a short break.
I'm Howard Schwartz from the Better Business Bureau serving Connecticut with a consumer moment. Consumers have more power in their hands than ever before. We can go into a store to find an item and then jump on the computer and click until we find the best price. Just remember, aside from the majority of legitimate businesses, there are criminal operations that put up sophisticated-looking websites that are designed to steal your credit card or other financial information. Even legitimate bottom-basement prices can sometimes be deceiving if you compare the costs of shipping and handling. Do your homework, take your time, and try to stick with well-known websites. Before you pay, make sure that the website address begins with HTTPS. S stands for secure, and you'll see a padlock icon next to it. That means the website is taking the steps necessary to protect your information. This consumer moment is brought to you by BBB Serving Connecticut, where you can start with trust.
And welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. Sitting here with Dan Price and Judy Sullivan from the Old Saybrook Chamber of Commerce talking about the annual Arts and Crafts Festival. Guys, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So Dan, we were talking a little bit about during the first segment that not only are you on the board of directors for the Chamber of Commerce, you're also chairman of the Arts and Crafts Festival, but you're also an artist.
An artist, yeah, I do watercolors.
Let's talk about what kind of
Marine watercolors.
Okay.
I did these outdoor art shows for 25 years. When my kids were younger, we used to travel basically from Maine to Florida doing shows, and we would go up to Maine for like 2 or 3 weeks and do a show every weekend, and my kids would stay at the hotel with my wife, and
There you go.
I would do the shows. A lot of people that do the show I used to exhibit with. I know many of them.
Okay.
I've known them for 25, 30 years.
Wow.
It's an interesting, doing these shows is kind of interesting. There's a lot of work involved for the artist, not just producing the inventory for the show, but
Right.
loading your van, bringing it there, setting it all up, hoping it doesn't rain, because rain and heat are probably equally detested.
Yeah,
because really
that's
hot
no fun.
weather is really hard
Right.
also.
Right.
And then being constantly on for 2 days selling,
Right.
and then loading it all back up, driving home, and getting ready for the next show. It's a process that these guys. It's a full-time job for many of them.
Exactly.
You know, and they do shows. We have vendors from all over the state of Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island.
I was looking today, from Maine to Florida.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a lot of traveling.
It is.
But they don't come to just do us.
No, they
they'll
do the
go up the
circuit,
whole
right?
East Seaboard
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of thing, and they'll
Yeah.
do 5-6 shows in a row, which is what I used to do. And so they're seasoned. They know what they're doing. They're usually the best at packing and unpacking because they've been doing it for so long.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
My wife used to say, "Can I help you pack?" I'm like, "No, just don't touch
Right.
anything. Just have a
Well,
process."
It's true of other
you know.
artists too, because as volunteers, we would ask, "Would you like help?" Nope, I know exactly where things go.
They
Exactly.
have certain ways to fit everything in their van. It's like putting a puzzle together. so,
Exactly.
Right.
you know, you end up
Right.
making more work for them if you help them.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
just let them just stand
Right.
back
My wife
and
didn't get that, but that's
let them do their thing.
And having Dan at the helm has been great because he knows the other side of things, right? He knows artists' needs and crafters' needs, so we've been able to
and
help that out a
complaints
little.
or whatever, because there's always
or
somebody who wants to move.
issues.
And the
Right.
problem is if you move one person, well, wherever you're putting
Yeah.
them, then you end up having to move like 8 people. And,
Right.
and so
Right.
it's good. But I look at it from their perspective, and because I know most of them, it helps.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now, what are some of the, like Judy said, some of the crafters' issues that they have here in exhibit? If you're an
Well,
exhibitor,
sometimes the trees change from year to year.
Sometimes a tree has come down, right? It's as simple as that.
Well, literally, or a
Right.
branch is lower than it was the year before.
Right.
As simple as that. Or
Really?
oh yeah, if a
Oh,
tree's
yeah.
down, they had shade last year, and
Right.
this year they don't have. They're in direct sun, which
Right.
for a watercolor artist, something like that, being in direct sun
Right.
is not necessarily a good thing.
no, because sun and your watercolor and
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
So there's always issues. There's somebody's friend is doing the show this year, so they want to be next to them, and never told us that in their application, which we could have done
Yeah.
now instead
Yeah.
of
Right.
the day of the show. Things like that. Well, you know, they're
Yeah.
parking they don't like.
Right. Or, a new medical issue might have come up, a hurt leg or something, they
Right.
can't walk as
Right.
far.
And
Things happen.
there's every year there's always things that change.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So we
Luckily,
do our
though,
best to accommodate.
Most of the artists, probably 2/3 of the show, has done it for a number of
Right.
years now. So we
Yeah, I
kind of
think
know
so.
we know them, they know us,
Right.
and it helps.
Right.
So everybody knows and
Right.
everybody pretty much gets along with each other.
Oh, they all get along. It's more
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
matter of we've worked the issues out
Exactly.
Right.
with them.
Well, and they like to be in the same spot because people will come back to
They
them.
expect them
Exactly.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be
Yeah.
looking for them at
Right,
the same
exactly.
spot that they were last year.
We do produce a map, so if you come to the chamber tent, you can receive one of those, and it has the layout of the show and the artists and where they're from and what they do.
But from an artist perspective, I
Yeah.
mean, the chamber does a great job because there's always somebody around to talk to. A lot of shows you set up and you never see anybody.
Yeah, right.
For 2 days, and so that's why we need the volunteers because
Yeah.
we like to keep in
Right.
contact with the artists so that if they need anything, we can be there for them.
Exactly. And I'm assuming your board of directors is there all weekend. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a good portion of it anyway.
All right.
Absolutely. And any volunteer gets a really cool t-shirt,
Yeah,
so
all right.
that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe a little enticing.
that's okay. That's,
Lime green this year, right?
Kelly,
Kelly green.
yeah.
Is there a difference?
ooh.
There's a difference. It's a little less
Remember, I'm an
subdued.
artist.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, never mind.
Lime green, Kelly green. It's all green.
Well, we want to be
Actually, no,
able
it's
to,
not.
we want to be visible.
Right.
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 You-
So we don't want to blend in.
People look at you like,
Right.
at least you didn't do like bright orange yellow or
Well, we've done those
We've done
in the
those in the
past.
past, yeah.
Right. Right.
Blue.
yeah, right. You want to be an artist-friendly color there, Mr. Dan.
That's right. That's
But
right.
it's,
Well, we've
it's
had some cool things. The metal sculptor from Vermont that we had last year sold out at the show, so he'll
Really?
be back.
yeah. In fact, I mailed my daughter one of those all the way to
That's
Portland,
right.
Oregon.
The lawn ornaments. They're
Really?
great.
They do. It's cast iron basically, but he had like hummingbirds and things for
Yeah.
really reasonable, and
Right.
yeah, they were great. They sold out,
Yeah.
and they're coming back.
Yeah. So all kinds of medium: pottery, glass, jewelry, wood,
So,
metal,
a lot of wood.
watercolor, oil, acrylics.
There is something for everybody.
There
Truly
is.
There really is.
Right. Right.
As far as the aspect of the artist goes, Dan, did you like it?
Oh, I loved it. I mean,
Did you?
I wouldn't have done it for as long as I did. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a lot of work.
Right.
But it's a lot, and like I said, there's a community of artists that see each other from show to show. Certain shows are certain weekends, which is why ours is always this particular weekend, because if you ever moved it, well, then there's other shows that these artists are doing. So,
Right.
so you'd see these people, for 8 or 9 weeks all summer, and may not see them again for the next year, but you've worked with them for 20 years. We're all still good friends.
Right.
Exactly.
It's a neat thing to do.
It is.
Yeah,
And
we also have some local artists. We have some from Old Saybrook.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And it's a great venue for a local artist to get
Sure.
their work out there, and
Right.
because it'll be seen by several hundred people.
Yeah, well, we estimate
Thousand.
anywhere
I was
between,
gonna say that.
5 and 10,000 attendees.
Yeah, thousands.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So
crowded.
It's a busy show.
You just stole my question.
Yeah,
okay.
well, see, we're getting good at this.
I know what you do. You've done this maybe once or twice before.
And again, the PD does a great job
Yes.
directing
sure.
traffic,
Yep.
Right,
keeping everything
Keeping
moving.
things smooth.
They're so friendly even with the artists, and
right.
because sometimes the
Right.
artists can be a little insistent.
Well, it gets a little hot, and
You
people
think?
can get a little grumpy, and so, yeah, kudos to the
Yeah,
to
they
the
do a
police
great job.
department. Yeah, they do.
Now, typically, and I know it's a weather-dependent question, typically how many people show up all weekend?
Anywhere between 5 and 10,000, depending on weather and
Right.
all that. So,
Exactly.
yeah, it's a busy show.
It
It's
is.
a busy show.
It sounds like it's a very busy show.
Yeah,
It sounds like
It's a lot of fun.
It actually is.
a lot
We're
of
all-
work, but a lot of fun.
At the Sunday night, we're all like, okay, I'm going home. I'm going to sleep for 2 days.
Yeah, so if there's anybody who would like to help clean up on Sunday, that's great.
Yeah.
Fresh faces are always.
I was gonna say.
Because we've all been there for 48 hours straight.
Yeah, it's like, people.
Right,
What are we
right.
doing
But there
here?
again, the Boy Scouts do a great job
They really do.
helping us with trash, and but we make sure that we leave the green cleaner than we found it. So it's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, how long does it take after the show's over to break down and get everybody out of there? And
Amazingly, some of the artists will do it very quickly, but others will kind of zip up and just kind of wait for the
The
rush
rush.
to go, and then
Generally by what, 6:30?
yeah, I'd say between
We're cleaning the green.
about 2
Everybody's
hours.
off.
It's
All right.
it's done. So
For the
not
most
so
part,
bad.
they're within for half an hour to an hour to break down and
Yeah.
load everything up. Like I said, some have systems, the pottery and the jewelers and stuff, it's harder
Right.
because they have so much more to pack up.
Yeah. And they have a system, so
right.
it's not like we can help
And some have some pretty elaborate tents and stuff that take some
Right.
time to break
right.
down.
And displays. Yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Some shelving, decorative shelving. It can be very
Jewelry
elaborate.
cases and,
Actually,
Right.
and I've backed more than one trailer up to the thing because the person driving the trailer couldn't back it up. So I'm
Well,
like,
there's that.
let me do
Yeah.
that for you.
Yeah.
Back it up.
exactly.
So that's part of what you end up doing when you're running around,
Right.
cleanup time.
Right.
And
Yeah. But it's really been a great show. It's great for the town. Brings a lot of people in.
a lot
It
of people
does.
downtown to Main Street because
A lot
then they
of
end
people
up walking
downtown.
Main Street.
Right.
which is always fun.
Sure.
You can
Sure.
walk Main Street. And
Sure.
Yeah.
Beautiful town. Beautiful.
hang out. It is. It's a great.
Yeah.
It's actually. I like the town of Old Saybrook.
Mm-hmm.
I do. It's a very
I don't even live there and I like it.
exactly. I don't either.
I live close though, so it's okay.
Me too.
Well, I do, and I do like it.
That's right. You live.
I do.
That's right. I forgot. I forgot you did.
Yeah, it's all right.
My do details. My do details. So we have a car show. We have a
We
car
do.
show coming up.
September
Yeah, okay.
16th
All
is
right.
our third
Third annual.
annual car show. We do it in partnership with the VFW, and we support the veterans. It's going to be at the Lawrence and Auto Group on Middlesex Turnpike.
Old Saybrook Chrysler.
Old
Dodge.
Saybrook Chrysler Dodge Jeep.
Yeah.
So
their
we're
parking
excited
lot, so we
about
have
that.
Plenty of parking for the cars because last year our first year we had 60 cars. Last year we had 140.
Yeah, we had a lot
This
more.
year we're expecting
Even
probably
more
close
than
to
that.
200.
Where was it last year?
At the Stop and Shop parking lot, the grass right in front of where Stop and
Yeah.
Shop is in Old Saybrook.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So we're moving it to
Yeah.
a bigger location.
Nice.
Yeah,
I think
it's
the
great.
first year you guys were over at the shopping.
Yeah, same place. We've been there for 2
Okay.
years, and now we'll move it over to
And Lawrenson was
Lawrence and
nice to
Chrysler.
sponsor it and give us a lot, which for
Right.
them is a lot of work because they've got to
Right.
move all their
Move all their
off.
inventory. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're very nice to be doing that for
Right.
us.
Which reminds me, I should give a shout out to
Who else we're shouting out
Liberty
to?
Bank and
Oh, yeah.
Fitzgerald Painting
As
for being
sponsors of the
our
art
major
show.
sponsors of the art show.
Okay.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you
we're
very much.
very happy to have them. Yeah, and Liberty's been a sponsor for
Yeah, that's
number of
right.
as long as I've been around. So.
That's right.
Yeah, and Chuck Fitzgerald has been with us, I think this is year 3 or 4. So.
Is that Fitzgerald's painting?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. A nice local guy.
I don't know.
Oh, he's terrific.
Is he?
Yeah.
You can talk to him at the show. He puts a booth up
There you go.
down in the corner.
Oh, okay.
On your way to get the fried Oreo.
There you go. Hey, as long as we're doing a shout out, should we shout out to the president of the chamber? No.
Sure.
Nah,
Sure,
I'll let you
we
do that
can.
one.
Bob Bradley's with Guaranteed Rate. He's been our president for a number of years now. Does a fantastic job.
He does.
Yeah.
And he puts up with me.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, he's a hard worker. He's great.
Yes, he's a-
Work hard, play hard. It's terrific.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the date of the show
Yeah.
again is July 28
Oh, yeah, minor
and
details.
29.
Right.
July 28 and 29.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday.
Right?
10 to
10
5.
to 5 on Saturday, 10 to 4 on Sunday.
All
Right. Check out our website, oldsaybrookchamber.com. You can find out all the artists and crafters that are there. And come on down. Free admission, free parking.
Exactly.
Come visit, come volunteer.
Right. Yeah, we're looking for. That's
Come
right.
shop.
We're looking. Well, besides shopping, we're also looking for volunteers, right, Dan?
Yes.
Right.
And shoppers.
That's for. That's for. Yeah.
And you can do both.
That's right.
Just not at the same time.
No.
Right.
No. You can't. No. You can't shop at the same time. Dan Price, Judy Sullivan from the Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for coming down. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks
Our
for having
pleasure.
us.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot. On behalf of Dan and Judy, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks. Good night, and we'll see you next time.